welcome to Wrestling Talk, episode 100. This is welcome to Wrestling Talk. This is gonna be episode 100 anyway. Usually I don't announce the episodes, but since this, what number it is, but since this is so important, I'm gonna announce the episode for this one. So, hear me out. We're gonna do the Survivors, not Survivor Series, the Evolution and Saturday Night Main Event match card predictions. I don't really care about Saturday Night Main Event all that much, but I'm still gonna watch it because I'm a wrestling fan. So, the first match I want to talk about is the Battle Royal. Since there's barely anybody announced, I don't really have much of a say here of who to pick, who not to. So I'm just gonna say, since it's who, I don't think it's gonna be one of the people from NXT. I don't think it's going to be an NXT superstar, but maybe it's Stephanie Vaquer. I'm gonna say it's either gonna be Stephanie Vaquer or somebody returning. I feel like a returning star is going to enter this, win the title at Clash in Paris. How about that? Those are my two picks. I feel like they would do. Okay, the next match. This one is kind of obvious of who's going to win. The singles match for the WWE's Women's Champion between Tiffany Stratton and the champion versus Trish Stratus. Tiffany Stratton is retaining the title. Without a doubt, Tiffany Stratton is retaining the title. There's no reason to give this to Trish at all. And if you did, the only reason why you should is so Naomi can cash in. And oh boy, we're getting Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. The match that no one wanted to see and no one cares about. Yay. Just like Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. A match that no one wants to see again and nobody cares about. This SummerSlam is so exciting. It has a rematch I never wanted to see again until the day that I am long gone. And a match that shouldn't have happened. It should have been Asuka versus Io Sky. Her name is literally the Empress. It was perfect. Empress is a queen. That's literally what it is. You could have made Asuka and the actual Empress. That would have been so cool. But instead you went with Jade Cargill. Okay. And that match was absolutely dog water. So, you know. Besides my little my little tangent over there. Man, I can't speak today. Yeah, that's who I think is going to win. Next is Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no-holds-barred match. The thing is, Naomi is the Money in the Bank briefcase winner, and Jade Cargill is the Queen of the Ring and going to be challenging at SummerSlam. Who do you think is going to win? It's going to be Jade Cargill. Of course. But here's my opinion on this. I'm not going to say it for certain. But I'm going to say definitely Trish Stratus or Tiffany Stratton might get cashed in on. So we could have the third match between Jade Cargill and Naomi at SummerSlam. But who wants to see that for the title? Raise your hand. Yeah, exactly. Nobody. Okay. Okay, the next match we're going to be talking about is for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. And it's going to be Becky Lynch versus the champion versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. This is a tough one, but I'm going to go with Becky Lynch here. I think it's way too early for her to lose the title. And I don't think WWE is going to give her this short of a run with it. She's going to hold it a little bit, elevate that title, and then lose it. That's my personal opinion. The next match is a fatal four-way for the WWE Women Tag Team Champions. The champions, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Soruka and Zarya versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. This is anyone's game here, but I'm going to say, a team from NXT has never won the Women's Tag Team Championship, surprisingly. So maybe this ain't the day they're going to do it. So I'm going to say the Kabuki Warriors. No, I'm actually going to say, you don't want the Kabuki Warriors to lose, but Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss also sound like they would. I'm going to go with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is winning, retaining. The next match is Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. And I feel like the champion, Io Sky, is going to retain. Only because Io Sky versus Asuka would be a cool match for SummerSlam. And I could see it happening. It would be an interesting match to see at SummerSlam. And then the last match we're going to talk about is the singles match for the NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane, the champion, versus Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace is going to win there, and it's not even going to be a surprise. Okay, now let's go to the Saturday night main event predictions, because, oh boy, this show is so exciting. It has the most exciting matches ever in history. Here are the matches. Jimmy Uso versus Solo for the United States Championship. Of course, Solo Sikoa is going to win. Jimmy ain't winning. No yeet. Of course. And then you have Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Who cares? But, okay, I'm a Drew McIntyre fan, so I care, but he's my favorite wrestler. Drew McIntyre, of course. With everybody saying, L.A. Knight, yeah, versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins. I like L.A. Knight, but he ain't winning. I know that as well as you do. With everybody saying he's never going to be a world champion. Okay. And then the next match will be Jenna Gunta versus Goldberg. Why? For the World Heavyweight Championship? Yeah. Goldberg definitely earned that, not just because his name is Goldberg. And this will also be Goldberg's retirement match. Of course, Goldberg will be fighting for a world title in this retirement match. Why wouldn't he? Gunther better win. And with everybody saying, boo! This match is going to be either really good or really bad. This is either going to be extremely short or extremely long. So now if they wanted to do, since they only have 4, each match could be 30 minutes, because it's a 2-hour time limit, they could do 30, 30, 30, and 30, which would be 2 hours, because 1 minute, 30 and 30 is an hour. 30 and 30 would be 2, if I'm correct. And that's it. Goodbye. No yeet to Saturday Night Main Event.